T nerds. I'm jealous that you're there and I'm not. But anyway, we are about to go over a sample problem. It's number 33 on page 376 because it's on your quiz that you have to take when you get back. Yes. 5.1. Yes, the quiz is only 5.1, so you'll be happy to know that. Anyway, 33. Here we go. It says, suppose that the terminal point determined by t is the point 3/5, 4/5. So we know that we have 3/5, 4/5. And it's asking us to find the terminal point determined by each of the following. So here's A, and they can get kind of weird. This is pi minus t. This is pi, and then B is negative t. And C is pi plus t. And then D is 2 pi plus t. So all of your, the question on the quiz has the same stuff. I think on the quiz you have 2 pi minus t, so it's kind of like this one. You have negative t, so it's right there. You have t minus pi, which is kind of like this one. And 4 pi plus t, which is kind of like this one, only there's a 4 in there. So showing you how to do it is going to be a lot easier for you than, you know. So I'm going to use that little guy to help you.
That guy?
Find, that's an XY grid, yes. Find the terminal point. Okay, so here we go. This is the point that you're going with, right? So they're all going to have some relationship with this point here. So remember, what is t? T is the angle, right? It's the angle of rotation. Those are nice balloons, by the way. Anyway, so let's just pretend, well, that's in quadrant 1, yes or no? Because they're both positive. So I'm just going to draw like a random, you know, this is t. Like, that's t. Okay? Now, you guys know what pi is, right? It's half a circle. 2 pi is a whole circle. Okay? So when you think about the terminal point, if you're going to, let's just go with d first, it'll be easier. 2 pi plus t. It means that you're going to have a full circle. That's 2 pi, right? And then some. Does that make sense? So where will you be? In which quadrant will you be if you have t and you add 2 pi to it?
Oh, 1.
So if this is my t, I already rotated to t. And then if I add 2 pi to it, I'm back in the same place, right? So the terminal point for part D is the same thing. It's the same thing. Does that make sense? Okay. What about pi plus t? Again, if I already have t, if I add pi to it, I'm only adding half a circle. So I'm there, right? Because this is pi, half a circle. So now I'm in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 3, they're still going to have the same x and y values, but the x is going to be negative and the y is going to be negative, right? So for C, it's going to be negative 3/5, negative 4/5. So do you understand what's happening?
Yeah.
Like why? Like what I'm doing with all this like rotation stuff? What about negative t? Negative t is going to go in the same distance, but a different direction. So if this is regular t, then that's negative t, right? So the terminal point for negative t would be positive x, negative y. So positive x, negative y. So you just kind of have to picture where you're at. So what about pi minus t? So now be careful, because pi is first. So my graph's getting really ugly now, but here's your pi, and I'm going to go back t. But I'm still going to be in quadrant 2, right? So it's going to be negative x, positive y. So negative x, positive y. And that is how you do that problem. Okay? So if it's at 4 pi, because it will, it just means that you're going to do 2 circles. But you're still going to end up in the same spot, right? So just keep that in mind. It really helps to do this, by the way. Just to, just draw an arbitrary, t somewhere. And then just kind of helps to see where you're going to be at. And then you can just figure out if it's positive or negative. That's all they want to know. Yeah? And that's number 4 on your quiz. And now you can pause it, Mark.